Good evening. You're watching News Mongolian World. I'm your host, Tanur Kambatar. And for top stories, highlights of the visit of the President of the National Assembly of the Lao People's Democratic Republic, the newcomer's journey in the workplace, and Mongolia plans to increase trade with China. And for other news, stay tuned. In a bid to strengthen diplomatic ties and foster closer cooperation between the Lao People's Democratic Republic and Mongolia, President of the National Assembly of Laos, Saisumphone Phomvihane, is on an official visit to Mongolia. The visit commenced with a grand welcoming ceremony at Sukhwata Square. National Assembly President Phomvihane, accompanied by a delegation of Lao officials, was received by the Speaker of Parliament of Mongolia, Tsantan Khomchau. The official talks between Speaker Tsantan and National Assembly President Phomvihane focused on enhancing bilateral relations, particularly in inter-parliamentary cooperation. Both leaders expressed their interest in cooperating on issues of mutual interest on the international and regional stages, underscoring the importance of collaboration in addressing shared challenges. Later, the two sides signed a memorandum of cooperation between their respective parliaments. This agreement is a historic milestone that paves the way for closer collaboration in politics, the economy, and culture. After the signing, the Lao delegation was introduced to Mongolia's parliamentary procedures during a visit to the Ikhorta Hall of the Government Palace, where parliamentary sessions are held. With diplomatic ties established in 1962 and embassies in each other's capitals, Mongolia and Laos continue to strengthen their enduring partnership. This memorandum signifies a new chapter in their friendship, promising expanded cooperation and mutual growth. President of Mongolia Khursokhna met with the National Assembly President during his official visit. They discussed the growing cooperation between two nations, emphasizing security, defense, agriculture, health, and education. Mongolia and Laos recently celebrated the 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations. President Khursokh expressed optimism about National Assembly President Phomvihane's role in advancing relations, especially between their country's highest legislative bodies. National Assembly President Phomvihane extended an invitation from the Lao President for President Khursokhna to visit Laos, marking a new era in diplomatic ties. Laos affirmed its support to Mongolia's bid to become an Asian dialogue partner and join regional interrogations such as APEC. A transformation is underway in the world of work, and companies need new strategies to attract fresh graduates like never before. In the recent years, a positive work environment has become the hallmark of the workplace environment, setting a new standard for employee satisfaction. Meet Nyemtsitsig, a recent medical school graduate. Like many of her peers, embarked on the challenging journey to finding her first job. The stories she heard from siblings and cousins about long hours and uninspiring work environments left her anxious about her own prospects. However, her fears were dispelled when she landed a job at a reputable state hospital.
As we mostly study theory at university, most new graduates have no practical experience. I was quite nervous and anxious about making mistakes. Thankfully, I had a lot of experienced professionals who guided me through my work. I think young, inexperienced professionals need support and guidance from experienced senior staff. It helps them adapt to their work environment.
2 months into her job, Nyemtsitsig reflected on how different her experience was from her initial apprehensions. The hospital had a robust onboarding process, ensuring that new hires felt valued and confident from day one. They are provided with ongoing training and development opportunities, encouraging them to learn to grow.
In our profession, it's important to be willing to care for patients. As senior workers, we try to teach and guide our new staff and make their adaptation process easier.
Mongolia's job market is evolving rapidly. Companies are recognizing the importance of creating a positive work environment. They understand that attracting and retaining fresh talent is key to their success. According to a recent study, new workers who can't adapt to the company culture and environment leave their jobs after 1 year. One key factor in this transformation has been the emphasis on work-life balance. Companies in Mongolia now understand the importance of allowing employees to have a life outside of work. As Nyemtsitsig celebrated her 2-month work anniversary, she realized she wasn't the exception but the rule. The positive work culture in Mongolia has not only improved her professional life, but also transformed the broader job landscape, and new graduates no longer dread the transition from university to work, they look forward to it. The fourth China-Mongolia Expo took place in Huhhot, Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. The Expo is part of a long-term cooperation project between the governments of Mongolia and China. 500 Mongolian enterprises participated in the Expo. We talked to the Minister of Food, Agriculture and Light Industry to learn more. In 2014, now President of Mongolia, Hur set a goal to bring trade turnover with China up to $10 billion. Today we have reached the target and are setting a new goal to reach $20 billion by 2027. Of course, businesses will play a big role, as well as favorable state policy that supports domestic businesses. To boost our economy, we need to diversify it. I'm happy that 99% of the entrepreneurs at the Expo represent the food and light industry sectors. China is one of the leading countries in the global economy and trade. It has a very large market. Expos like this offer very good opportunities to Mongolian companies wanting to enter a new market. Currently, most of the trade between Mongolia and China is conducted through the Erlian Zamiot port, but the Mongolian side is also looking for opportunities to boost trade through other ports through the government of Mongolia's port revival policy. The Mongolian side also proposed the export of Mongolian livestock products, and we are conducting talks with the Chinese side on tax facilitation. On the other hand, we should also pay extra attention to meat and livestock product standards, as China has very strict standards for imported products. Thank you for staying with us. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Here's the international news from our partner agencies. U.S. President Joe Biden, on a trip to Vietnam, attended a welcome ceremony Sunday hosted by General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong of the Communist Party. The trip comes as Vietnam is looking to dramatically ramp up trade with the United States, a sign of how competition with China is reshaping relationships across Asia.
The president has made it point of pride that Vietnam is elevating the United States to the status of being comprehensive strategic partner. Other countries that Vietnam has extended this designation to include China and Russia. Giving the U.S. the same status suggests that Vietnam wants to hedge its friendships as U.S. and European companies look for alternatives to Chinese factories. With China's economic slowdown and President Xi Jinping's consolidation of political power, Biden sees an opportunity to bring more nations, including Vietnam and Cambodia, into America's orbit. The upgrading of the U.S.-Vietnam relationship carries huge significance given Washington's complicated history with Hanoi. The two countries have gone from mortal enemies that fought a devastating war to increasingly close partners, even with Vietnam still run by the same communist forces that ultimately prevailed and sent the U.S. military packing. While the upgrading of that relationship has been a decade in the making, U.S. officials say a concerted drive to take that relationship to new heights carried that years-long momentum over the line. A late June visit to Washington by Vietnam's top diplomat, Chairman Lee Ho-chung, crystallized that possibility. During a meeting with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, the two first discussed the possibility of upgrading the relationship, according to a Biden administration official.
Spain has sent military teams to help in the search and rescue of survivors following the Moroccan earthquake. A Spanish Air Force plane carrying urban search and rescue military teams left Zaragoza in northern Spain on Sunday.
The Spanish team, which includes 56 soldiers and 4 dogs, will help Moroccans in the search and rescue of survivors, the country's defense ministry said in social media post. It said the plane is heading to Marrakesh, which has been badly affected by quake. Foreign Minister José Manuel Alvarez said in a radio interview Sunday that Spain's deployment was in response to direct bilateral requests from Moroccan authorities. The earthquake struck Morocco late Friday and killed more than 2,000 people. The death toll is expected to increase as rescuers struggle to reach some areas. The 6.8 magnitude earthquake shook Morocco's high Atlas mountain range shortly after 11 p.m. local time on Friday at a relatively shallow depth of 18.5 kilometers, the United States Geological Survey reported. The epicenter was located about 72 kilometers southwest of Marrakesh, a city of some 840,000 people and popular tourist destination. At least 2,012 people were killed and 1,404 others in critical condition, Morocco's state TV, Al Aula said, citing the Interior Ministry. Emergency services were deployed to quake-stricken regions as King Mohammed VI of Morocco ordered that a relief commission be set up to distribute aid to survivors. Offers of international aid poured in from countries including Japan, France, and the United Arab Emirates. Eyewitnesses described scenes of destruction in the Atlas Mountains foothills following the earthquake, amid a rapidly increasing death toll revealing the human cost.
Here's the weather forecast of world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.